everybody. It's Fred Arnold and David Cantrell here from American Family Funding. We are on KHTS, AM 1220, FM 98.1, your hometown station. You can also find us online. We're also on our Facebook page, American Family Funding's Facebook page. So, Fred.
Yes, sir.
You said that it is a great time for young people to buy a home right now. I will tell you, I have two children that are 22 and 23, and I don't want to have to pay for their house. So why is it such a great
22
time?
and 23, one more year. And
That's what I'm hoping.
yeah,
So,
me too. I'm in the same boat.
So I will tell you, my wife does not feel the same way. So anyway, you said it's a great time for a young person or anybody, but let's talk about a young person to buy a home. So why is it such a great time for them to buy a home right now?
Couple reasons, Dave.
Okay.
One is affordability's come back. It's come back with a vengeance because when you have interest rates that were 4.875 with an APR that was, that's maybe 15 basis points higher,
Right.
Dropped to 3.25, with an APR of 3.39 or
Right,
so,
right.
right? That's a dramatic drop.
That's a huge drop.
Exactly. And homes have not been skyrocketing in the last 12 months like they were in 13, 14, 15, and so forth. So what we're seeing is more moderate price appreciation.
Okay.
Right? But because interest rates have dropped so dramatically, your payment has dropped a ton.
Right.
And so let me give you an example.
Okay.
$500,000 house.
Okay.
Let's just use a house to keep it simple.
Right.
Okay? And some here in Southern California, might be a little higher in some areas, but in the middle of the country, it's a mansion.
Exactly.
Right? So let's say you put $100,000 down. And I'm going to do a scenario 3% down. So
Okay.
either. Real simple, $400,000 loan. Your payment for principal and interest is only $1,740, $1,740.
Wow.
Typical rent is about $3,500.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you look at that, that's a huge difference. Now, you do on a mortgage loan, you have to pay taxes, property taxes,
right.
of about $520.
Okay.
Okay, so $500,000 house, it's you just knock off a few zeros and you're about,
right.
a little over $500, and about $100 for insurance in case the place were to burn down, liability insurance.
Yeah.
The total payment is $2,370.
Wow.
$2,370.
Yeah.
Now, that is a lot of money down. Maybe you could borrow from your 401k, but better yet, boy, if you're a parent and you could borrow equity from your home now at cheap prices
Right.
and go in as a partner with your parent, these kids nowadays, they sleep 2 or 3 to a room.
Yeah, no kidding.
They
absolutely do.
talking about getting into the market,
Right.
absolutely. And there's new rules now that allow you to convert the garage into another unit for one of your buddies.
Right.
And so that's number one. Affordability values are still stable, but interest rates have dropped, plummeted down.
Right.
Now let's look at the same example, but 3% down.
Okay.
So 3% is $15,000. So if you meet certain requirements, you go 3% down on $500,000. Your payment's only $2,110. That's at 3.25 with an APR of just a slightly higher, around 3.5. Your taxes are $520. Your insurance is $100, and you're going to pay a little insurance of about $225 a month for what's called mortgage insurance.
Right. Mortgage insurance. Yes.
But you're still into the property. When I add up all the numbers, about $2,800, $2,800.
Right.
Now remember, part of your principal and interest, $500 or so of it, goes to paying down principal. So you're kind of building wealth.
Right.
So when you take that out, it's like paying $2,300.
Right.
There's a tax advantage.
Correct.
And if your house goes up in value by 5% a year, the first year that's $25,000.
Right.
Huge advantage to buying a house. Or you get in trouble, move back in with mom and dad, and you can rent it for $3,500.
Right. No kidding. Right.
Yeah. So the other reason why, so interest rates dropping has made it very affordable. But the other reason why I love buying a house right now, which I think is helpful, is there's not a lot of people out there looking for a home.
Right.
So you're not getting outbid by cash buyers.
Right.
You're not getting outbid by 7 other buyers.
Right.
And nowadays, usually you can tour the house like at least once.
Right.
With masks on, and they have certain protocol. That I've seen the greatest opportunity. If my kids are ready and they want to, I would definitely jump in some fashion to see how I can encourage them to do
Right.
it. because it does make sense.
Yeah, it is a very interesting market right now because you've in the past we've always heard it's a seller's market or it's a buyer's market. This is an interesting market where it's really kind of good for both sides.
It is.
I mean, sellers are still happy because their houses are still have appreciated over the last couple of years, so they're happy making the sale. And the buyers are in a great position again because interest rates that are at historic lows.
Yeah.
You lock something like that in for 30 years, that's going to be an unbelievable benefit, and then of course the tax benefits as well. So.
Dave, I think long term, over the next 6 months, rates are going to stay soft.
I agree.
The Federal Reserve is committed to keep rates low.
Yes.
And so get yourself positioned. Call your mortgage professional. Call American Family Funding, and get pre-approved.
Right.
So you're ready to pull the trigger. This generation of young borrowers. I'm not going to say millennials. Some take that as an insult. Look, young borrowers.
Right.
That have been locked out of the home buying process. I think it's your turn. I think it's your turn. I think it's your turn to make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we have to look at turning over the world to them. But it starts here, letting them into the home buying process.
Yeah, they're coming. That huge market is coming,
Yeah.
and we welcome it. The one thing I will tell you, I do home buying seminars all over the Southland, and you mentioned pre-approval, and I just want to say how important it is to do a pre-approval. And the amazing thing is, I say this all the time, and people don't do it because they think, oh, I don't want to have to get my paperwork together. But once you get that pre-approval, that's your roadmap to home ownership. Yeah. Right, and it's so easy to do. We do them at American Family Funding every day, all day long. It doesn't take any time at all. Yeah. So I would highly encourage you to reach out to a loan officer and get a pre-approval done.
There's not one American that I couldn't show how to buy a house.
Absolutely.
One way, and there's ways to do it, and being creative, and I don't mean in a very ethical way is what I mean.
Right.
On how to make it happen.
Well, because people think there's oh, if I don't put 20% down, I can't buy a house, or oh, my credit's a little bit low, I can't buy a house. That couldn't be further from the truth, and that's why you really need to talk to a professional so they can walk you through that process and show you there are a lot of different avenues to go to home ownership.
Absolutely. Or AFFloans.com. Happy to go over there and help you. We're going to jump to a quick break, but when we come back, Dave, I want to talk about how the move-up home buyer can turn their house into a rental and get a chance of a lifetime right now, in my opinion, on buying a house, again, where they're not getting outbid. You're listening to and watching online AM 1220 and FM 98.1 KHTS.